There are new laws in Iran expected to take effect tomorrow that will strictly limit and place further strict limitations on the rights of women in the country. It's being called the chastity and hijab law, and the penalties for breaking it are most extreme. In fact, could involve punishment by death. Crystal Gamansing has been looking into this, and she's in London with the details of the new laws and what they now cover. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, Heather. Yeah, the legislation that deals with these new laws, there's more than 70 articles, so there is a lot here to go through. It talks about, for example, bad dress being punishable by fines that would escalate with the number of violations potentially. We're talking about fines that could go up to the equivalent of $20,000. Also, the ability for women who are violating these rules to be sent to what's being called a treatment center. We know that women who have protested have often been labeled as mentally ill. Their family are pressured to call them mentally ill. There's also a possibility of businesses, taxi drivers, giving rides to women who are unveiled or improperly wearing their hijab could be have their businesses affected. That could also potentially affect restaurants if they have women there who are not properly clothed according to the rules. So it really does increase the amount of pressure on women. But there's also a clause that talks about the corruption on earth. And this one potentially could mean women who unveil, who post pictures to social media, who work with outside agencies, foreign governments, foreign NGOs and groups could be sentenced to death. So the punishments have increased. But we have been seeing a lot of protests inside Iran, outside of Iran. And this legislation, Heather, actually came about in 2023. And of course, that was around the time we saw a lot of women taking part in the Women Life Freedom demonstrations. It resulted because of the death of Mahsa Amini in 2022. So this is where it all kind of goes and leads to. But of course, protests have been going on as far as those hijab rules for a long time. Azam Ranjavi is a woman who protested in 2018. She said these new rules not likely to stop women from trying to stand up for their rights.
The Islamic Republic of Iran is scared from Iranian women because they are very, very serious. I protested against mandatory hijab because of my daughter, because of my nieces, because of all of the girls of Iranian girls. I didn't want my daughter or the other girls grow up like me.
Now, when she says, like her, she had to flee the country. She is worried for a number of her family. She's safe in Toronto now and speaks very proudly about the moment she decided to unveil, and actually told me that one of her proudest moments was the fact that her young daughter told her teacher about what she did back in Tehran, and said that she is very happy she did it, even though it led to her being arrested, from her family being threatened, and ultimately having to leave Iran.
Crystal, thank you. Crystal Gamansing in London this morning.